So welcome to the free coaching call. My name is Leo Robles. For those of you who do not know me, I go by Mr. AI. I've been massively invested into AI for the last almost 4 years now. But I've been in the real estate business 21 years. For those of you that don't know, I started in the industry at 18 years old. So I dropped out of high school, went straight into real estate. I was with two companies prior to eXp Realty. I was with Remax for 9 years, Keller Williams for 4 years, and I was also a team leader there. I graduated pretty much from all the roles, right? You get your license, and then I went into a buyer's agent, then eventually became a listing agent, then eventually became an investor, and then eventually I became a team leader. I started running a team, and then eventually I started running an office, right? So I kind of graduated from all the different paths, and I found my home 7.5 years ago here with eXp Realty. Absolutely the best experience I've had as far as a brokerage. I'm very people driven, right? So once I met Rick and Casey and Brent and Gene and all the extraordinary human beings that are here, I decided to, give this a shot. And basically, I have done extremely well. Thank God. We're now in 41 states. We're also in 11 countries, and my biggest country outside of the U.S. is Spain. And I basically just started organically growing through my just sphere of influence in the beginning, and lately for the last 4 years, I've been getting a lot more traction with social media as well, right? So, but I'm going to get into artificial intelligence today specifically. I just wanted to give you guys some context. By the way, I use all the tools, right? I see a tool, I use it, I play with it, and I figure out if that actually works for me or not. So one thing I will say right before we get started up with everything I'm going to share is don't block yourself from, if you get a good tool, don't block yourself from using another tool because you already found a good tool. I have literally done that mistake. I was on stage, right? And I spoke about AI and all this good stuff. And then Glenn Sanford bumps into me and he says, "Have you heard about Lovable?" My brain immediately says, "Man, I'm already using all these tools, bro. Like, I don't even want to learn another one." Right? But he said it. So I took action on it, and it's game changer. So write that one down. Lovable.dev. If you're not using that one, lovable.dev, it's absolutely a game changer. You could take an idea to deployment of the idea and software specific, right? You don't need to. I was actually hanging out with a developer yesterday, and he's been in development for 15 years, and he's obsessed with Lovable. A developer, right? So everybody's using this stuff. So very cool. Put it in the chat as well if you are using AI at least once a month. Just put a one in the chat if you're using it at least once a month. Right? Cool. How about put a two in the chat if you're using it once a week. Okay, cool. At least once a day. Put a three in the chat. You're like all of the above, Leo. Come on, I'm using it like every second of the day, right? I
Mm-hmm.
know, right? If you're using it daily, how many hours are you investing on a daily basis? I'm curious. If you're using it daily, how many hours? 8 to 10 hours, 1 hour,
Wow.
2 hours, 16, 16 hours a day. You're like almost the entire day. Let's go. Two to three, two to three, two to three. Perfect. One to two, one to two. Very cool. You guys are awesome, by the way. You guys are awesome for doing that. That was going to be my point, that you need to be playing with AI and playing because I really have fun with this. And isn't it kind of fun, right? Exploring what these tools can do. But you got to have fun with this. So every single day I tell everybody, because everybody's curious of how I keep up with all the changes. I do my normal. I run an organization of almost 2,000 agents, right? I'm doing 8 to 10 recruiting meetings a day, right? So I'm very busy with that. I have a newborn, right? He's almost 6 months old now, so I got him, and like I hang out with him after like all my calls between like 6 and 9 p.m. Thank you for the congratulations, by the way. So from like 6 and 9 p.m., that's kind of like when I hang out with him because he goes to sleep by 9, and from 9 to 1 o'clock in the morning, I'm all in on AI. That's what I do. It's like my second shift. So one of the pieces of advice I will give you guys, you definitely have to put it on your calendar. It has to exist on your calendar. And you're like, well, what am I going to do? Well, just start playing with the tools and start asking questions. Um, I always tell everybody that the baseline, the foundation of AI is just curiosity. It's curiosity, creativity, right? Having the ability to ask questions. If you have all of those components with you guys, which I'm sure every single one of you can say yes to all that, then you already could crush it with AI. That's it. It doesn't require any technical skills, which is the most exciting part. So let me go ahead and share my screen. I'm going to go into Claude, which I'm very, very obsessed with right now. By the way, put a one in the chat if you're using Claude already or not. Debbie put 4 1s. Let's go. That's what I'm talking about. 4 1s. Very cool. Claude is, I know that for many people, ChatGPT is their like best friend. ChatGPT did definitely made a comeback in the last 2 weeks. You probably have seen that, right? I mean, the image generation model with 5.5 just came out. By the way, some little cool thing that I'm not going to have in the presentation, but I just learned is that you can take a, let's just say a Zillow link of a listing that you have. You can put that into ChatGPT, just the link, and say, create a flyer for me. Here's my first name, last name, DRE, company name, and it'll generate the entire flyer for you. And it looks awesome just from a link.
Mm-hmm.
So if you were using AI heavily prior to December and you haven't really dove into it, AI is transforming every single day. So you're going to have a much different experience right now. Okay. So
Mm-hmm.
just, I just did that and literally, I was so impressed, right? So for anybody that has a social media manager, right, I had to pay somebody to do these amazing, beautiful flyers. This will do it for you, especially with Claude Design. How many of you are using Claude Design? Yeah, like one or two of you guys. Claude Design is also, it's not desktop enabled, right? So it's only on the mobile version, right? So you have to go to Claude online. But the design one is game changer. Okay, cool. All right. Love it. So let me go ahead and just pull up my screen here and then we'll get into like the format of it. And then I'll definitely open it for Q&A. That way I want to make sure that you guys get a ton of value. All right. And those were just some thoughts that I had here as I was thinking about what I was going to share. I know no more clunky Canva. Exactly. It's honestly, it's crazy. All right. So the 2026 blueprint. By the way, if you guys want to stay in touch with everything that's happening with AI on a weekly basis, because this is one of the things that I do, I use AI to keep me up to date with AI, right? So that's what I do. So I've been doing research, and every single week I've been doing research and basically keeping up with the top trends. And I want to also figure out like what are the top stories, what are the top tools, like the prompts. Like my goal is to be 10 years ahead of the game. So if you are like me and you want to stay 10 years ahead, here's a free newsletter that deploys every Friday at 8 a.m. This is a really cool newsletter because basically I'm obviously using AI to do this, but it's packaged up in a really easy, digestible way. And most importantly, it gives you prompts to actually integrate the knowledge that you get on a weekly basis. So this is a free newsletter, deploys every Friday at 8 a.m. And by the way, yes, the research, the formatting, the deployment, all of it is handled with AI without me doing anything else. It does it automatically. Imagine you having a newsletter for your database that just deploys on its own, that researches on its own. And I built it on Claude. Okay, so just in case you guys are wondering, like, how did you do this? I built it on Claude. So sign up for that. Definitely. We are going to get into a real estate. You're going to basically have a co-founder. This is one of the things that I do want you to think about. You know, Claude is not just going to be your chat bot. And again, ChatGPT just upgraded in the last 2 weeks. So you can also use ChatGPT as your co-founder, but you have to download the other software called Codex. Okay, Codex is basically the code part of chat. But definitely stop thinking about just asking random questions. You know, give it context about your business. This is probably something you might hear from anybody that's training or coaching on AI. The more context that it has, the better it's going to do for you. Okay, the more it's going to do for you. And you guys all should be looking at your CRM every single day. Just like you check your CRM, you should also be opening up your AI. And I'm going to give you an idea of what you should be doing in the morning when you do that as well. But also, how many of you know that Claude has a plugin on the Chrome browser? A plugin on the Chrome browser. Okay,
Yeah.
Joy does. Yes. So the plugin can literally go into your CRM. For those of you, yes, Linnea said I built funnels on GHL. Yup, exactly. You can literally use the plugin from, and it's right here. You guys can see it. This little plugin right here. I don't know if you can see it on the screen. Actually, I don't think you can because I clicked it. Let me go ahead and share the screen again. Here we go. So you see this little plugin. This is what I'm talking about. If you don't have Chrome and you don't have this plugin with Claude, this is what you got to do right now, because this is where Claude can actually do stuff in your browser like you, hands free. So I can tell it, hey, go into my CRM and build a funnel. Go into my emails and give me my daily briefing, whatever it is you want to do. You can go, it has access to your entire browser. So this little plugin, don't sleep on this. Absolutely game changer. Okay. All right, cool. Actually, I don't even think I showed you guys the plugin. I thought I was showing you the screen. Hold on a second here. Uh, this is it. No, this is not it. Hmm. I'm trying to share the right screen and I'm not sharing the right screen. Give me a second. Let me do it again. There it is. This is what I'm talking about. You guys can see this, right? With the little Claude thing right here. Okay, that's what
Mhm.
I'm talking about. And it has a chat feature on it. So you could just say, can you go into my CRM and create a buyer funnel? Boom. And this is it. And it basically has this little thing here, ask before acting, right? So it'll give, so just in case you guys are worried about like, oh my God, it's going to take over my whole thing. It's going to ask you before it does anything. Okay. So just so you're not worried about it, or you can say act without asking, which I don't recommend. You still want to have oversight, right? You still want to have oversight because it could deploy something you don't even know what it's doing. So make sure you download this little extension. It's called an extension in Chrome. So if you don't have Chrome, this is your sign to download Chrome and then download this little extension here. Okay. So now I'm going to go back to my other screen and then we'll get to the rest of the presentation here. So let me go here. Now I'm sharing this other one. It's fine. Let me go back. Okay, cool. I'll just leave this one. It's fine. So now you want to, I'm going to give you guys a prompt that is going to basically interview you, and it's going to make Claude an expert. Because I know that when I was talking to Casey, he's like, look, Leo, I want to know like what are the top 3 tools the agents should be using, like just to simplify it. I think you should be all in on Claude. Like that's number one. That's number one, number two, and number three. Go all in on this one.
Mhm.
This one. Why? Because this one will connect to every other AI tool, right? How many of you are using Gamma, by the way? Gamma, right? Joya, raise your hand. So you can connect Claude to Gamma. So what's happening with these platforms is that you're not, these apps are just now going to become connectors to your large language models, like Claude.
Mhm.
That's
Yeah.
what's really happening. So a lot of these, if they don't have a connection to like these large language, they're going to disappear. That's what my prediction is too. They're just going to flat out disappear. And that's why you saw like Figma, right, took a massive hit on their stock because as soon as Claude design came out, they're like, oh man, they just disrupted our entire business model. And that's what's happening. I was listening to an interview this morning about a guy that is, he's a software guy. He helped to develop the fully autonomous feature on Tesla. He was one of the founding people of OpenAI, and he was talking about that he built apps last year, and he said that Claude and Codex made his app irrelevant in 6 months. So it just tells you where everything's at. You can do everything from there. But this is a very important prompt. So this copy and paste this, take a screenshot of this. But this is a really cool one. This is how I use it. You are my AI business strategist. I'm a real estate professional, and I want you as a co-founder I want you to be a co-founder of my business. That's how I treat Claude, by the way, my co-founder. Before you give me any advice, interview me first. Ask me one question at a time so you can fully understand my business, cover these areas, right? Market that I serve, transaction volume, where my leads are coming from, my biggest time wasters, what part of my business I wish I could clone myself, what tools and systems I'm currently using, whether I have a team or work solo. So this is what you want to do first. This is like foundational step number one. Thank you, Lindsay. Appreciate that. This is step number one. This is so cool. What you will find very distinct from Claude over ChatGPT is that it pops up these little questionnaires and it makes it super interactive. So it's almost like you're, again, talking to an assistant. It's incredible. So this is step number one. Okay. Now, once you do this, then you're gonna be so busy just with that, then just continue to follow the little rabbit hole, right? Like you just keep following that trail. But that'll help you guys to be super busy. But five money making use cases, obviously, yes, you can use it for lead follow up. You can use it for lead presentation. You can make your social media content, handle objections, and your business plan. Like these are really good things. Brooks, you have a question? I don't know if you have a question or not. Sorry, I think I heard you say something. Okay, cool. If you guys
Leo,
know, yeah, go
I
ahead.
have something, Leo, for you.
Go for it.
So, in addition to what Leo's talking about, another thing that I've done, so you're kind of speaking more on the Claude aspect of things. I've dealt with Claude before too, and that's a great tool. I primarily use ChatGPT. So, and within ChatGPT, there's something that you can do as far as, and you can speak to this, Leo, if Claude can do this as well. But when you're in ChatGPT and you go to your settings, and then you can personalize things, right? So you can give it custom instructions. One, you can
Of
either
course.
input this, what Leo's giving you, into the custom instructions, or put it as a prompt. The other
Yep.
thing that I actually do is one thing that I say is I act, in addition to what Leo is saying, I put act as my mentor and constantly challenge my thoughts and goals because normally these AI tools are supportive by nature. So if you throw out an idea, it's going to say, "Oh, that's a great idea." But in
Mm-hmm.
reality, you want them to challenge you so you flesh out your thought and your process, what's going on.
Yep.
So
Absolutely. Thank you for sharing that. Absolutely. 100%. This is one of the reasons why I also went from ChatGPT to Claude because ChatGPT, from my perspective, is a lot more agreeable. It's a yes man. Claude is different in that manner. It is gonna challenge you. It'll tell you you're a little crazy, or I tell it like I wanna have 5,000 agents tomorrow, right? Like it's just one of my goals is like that's a little bit unrealistic, Leo. Like let's actually build this out, right? And so it is a little bit more realistic in that manner, right? It kind of pushes back a little bit, but that's a really good point. Thank you for bringing that up because it's a yes man. It's going to tell you you're right, even if the idea is terrible. There's actually a couple of funny videos that there's a guy on social media. He's like basically breaking down all the weaknesses of AI, right? It's a really funny one. I'll share with you guys after the fact. But one of the things, and I'll get into Claude and I'll show you guys how to connect stuff and everything too. But what you want to do in the morning, you want to do a brain dump. This is one of the cool things. You can just speak into it just like you would a chat GPT or like, in a voice note. And then you can just do a brain dump in there because again, this is a way for it to continue to learn about you. And the more that it learns about you, the more it's going to be able to help you, right? So really look at this platform as your co-founder where it's going to help you to solve some of the bigger issues. Which, by the way, obviously, you're as real estate professionals, your jobs are to talk to buyers, talk to sellers, and negotiate contracts, right? So, what this is going to do is going to take away all your pretend jobs, right? All the stuff that we have like 50 different jobs as real estate agents, right? So, it's going to take away all the other pretend jobs, and I think this is where this is going to be able to help you with that, especially with the artifacts and everything else that I'll get into here shortly. But those are the main things that I would say. Also, I'll get into the platform and show you guys some of the behind the scenes stuff. But if you are stuck with ChatGPT, by the way, because a lot of people are stuck with ChatGPT because the ChatGPT has obviously 3 years of context, right? You have so much history there. So that was one of the issues that I had. I was stuck with it because I had so much information in there and I didn't know how to break up with ChatGPT. So This is if you are in the same predicament that you kind of feel like you're starting all over, this prompt or this QR code, you definitely want to grab this because this is how you can import your memory from ChatGPT into Claude in one click. So you can put in this prompt. It'll go into ChatGPT. It'll give you all of your memories, all of your history, and then boom, you could do exactly what Augustine said, right? You can put it into your profile, or you can just paste it into that, and now it'll have context moving forward. So if you're in the same predicament, if you had, right, Lindsay said, like, yes, like that was one of my issues. I couldn't really, I had all this work and I felt like I was wasted a whole bunch of time. Now I'm starting over. And I felt this, it helped me to like continue to do what I was doing at a really high level. So really cool one. Make sure you grab that. It is actually designed by Claude, right? So Claude actually did this. So make sure you grab that one. I'm going to get into a little bit. I know literally for a month. I know that was me. So this is one thing I will say. And by the way, you can do a ton with the free version, right? So you can just go with the free version and then eventually give them the $20, right? It's definitely worth it. But what you're going to see is the settings section here. You'll have an opportunity. Go into the settings section for sure. It's here at the bottom left. You want to make sure that you enable some of these things, right? Read through these, enable them. I have all of these, right? Response completion, code notification. I have all these notifications on. You can also change your appearance, right? Like if you want a dark or light version, all that good stuff. I like the darker one myself. You can use it however you'd like. Connectors. This is a really important one. This is a really important one. Okay, so make sure you go into connectors because this is where Claude is really going to become your co-founder, right? And thank you, Zoom user. I appreciate you. So let's just say Canva, right? Everybody has Canva. Boom, connect Canva. And you can browse connectors here and you'll see a list of all the different connectors. So you don't have to go and figure this out. You can just click, like if somebody, like I know some people use Monday, you can just hit the little plus icon and then it'll add it right away. So it's not going to be rocket science. It's not going to be super complicated, right? All you got to do is literally click. Oh, and I just lost where I was at. Give me a second. Where's my Claude? I think it wants to connect it. So, but that's it. It's going to take you to the Monday platform, for example, right? You guys can see this little pop-up with the directory, correct? Just want to make sure you guys can see the directory pop-up. Yes? You guys can see it? Yes? Okay, cool. I just wanted to make sure. So connect your Gmail, right? Your Google Calendar, your Canva, Notion, if some of you use Notion, HubSpot, I know some people use that. Slack, you can connect it to it. So spend some time. Please do this because the better that you do this part, the more it's going to be able to help you with everything. All of these different connectors. Gamma, right? Like I know somebody said, I love Gamma. So you can totally use Gamma in there as well. Even All Trails for anybody who likes to hike, you can even do stuff there. I mean, that's kind of super base. That's another one that we use to kind of host all the information you build. But Clay, this is a lead generation platform. For those of you that are like, which connector should I use? The cool thing is that you can just go browse connectors. Some of those tools, like I had heard for the first time, I'm like, and I started exploring them. So that's how I learned about new tools too. I'm like, oh, if this company's connecting with this tool, that means that it must be valuable, right? So if you go to this browse section, you will probably be up for 24 hours trying to learn all this stuff. So yes, so you make sure again, right? I have it connected to N8N. I've heard about N8N in the past, but it was a little too complex for me to use. Once I connected it to Claude, Claude does the work for me. So I don't have to learn how to build this stuff out. Google Drive, buy prospecting, you could even Moody's for anybody that's in commercial, right? All of this other stuff. So make sure you definitely spend some time in there. Those would be the main things. And just click through each one of these. Click through each one of these and just play around. So this is the design section that I was telling you guys about. This is one that is one of my favorites, okay? The design. It's one of my favorites. It's absolutely amazing. And this is why I said the top three tools are Claude, because you can do all of the stuff within this platform.
Leo, how
So,
did you get there?
so all I did was here in the Claude app itself, on the left-hand corner, you have to be on the mobile version, by the way, because it's not available in the because you can hit this little download button and download it into the desktop. So it's not available on the desktop yet. I'm pretty sure it's going to be soon. So all you do is
Yes,
click on the design. That's all you got to
got
do
it.
there.
Thank
Yep.
you.
Thank you for the question. Yeah. So, and then all you do here is like, for example, carousels. Look at these beautiful carousels that this did for me. Because once I by the way, this is another thing you should do after you guys do that first prompt that I told you guys about. The next thing you guys should do is say, I would like to create a brand document. Okay? I would like to create a brand document. If you create a brand document, it's going to have your colors and all that stuff, and it's going to design something so beautiful that you're going to be blown away. But this was built inside of design. All of my little carousels. Look at this. This was all done, and all I did was chat with it. That's all I did. So here, I'll show you how it started here. So I obviously I'm doing more recruiting stuff, right? So I just ask it. So here's my I can download it from here. Hold on a second, see if I can find the brand document. Edit it in Canva, it does all this stuff. So once you have all the connectors, let me see here. I'm trying to find to see if I can find my brand document because I think it's pretty impressive. Actually, I think I have it in my notes. Go Google Docs. Mm-mm-mm. By the way, I'm kind of going off of my own script here in a way and showing you guys behind the scenes. Is this valuable for you guys? I can go back to like what I was doing, but I just want to show you guys my kind of like brand. I think this is really cool.
Yeah, so no, yeah, this is very helpful. One of the things that I wanted to add on to your branding topic that you're talking about here and how you utilize Claude to implement basically your UI kit in your branding documentation. What I have done is I have linked up with there's a developer site that's called Resend, where when you get your branding documentation, you can have it add that branding documentation onto your emails. So when you send out emails to your clients, to people that you want to interact with, it is following the same pattern and design as your website does. So you seem very professional.
Oh, absolutely. I love Resend. Resend is absolutely amazing, especially if you're building apps like on Lovable and all this other stuff too. It's game changer. So check this out. This is the brand document that I built, right? So this Let's Grow movement, a global AI first agency. This was all done. I gave it context, but look, how to use this document, the brand essence, mission, vision, values, positioning, voice and tone, names and taglines, A operations, the brand essence, right? The mission, vision, core values. This is 23 a 23 you know how many people how much people charge for something like this? This is a 23-page brand document. So make sure again after you do the first prompt, create your brand document because this is going to help you to crush it with design. Because if you don't, one of the first things you should do is put in your brand document into your design here. That way it has the context. Because if not, it's going to just build random stuff. But once you have your brand document, you can paste it in here, and they say, "All right, cool. Now I want you to build my stuff." So, and you're going to have a conversation just like you would in ChatGPT. This is why this is so powerful. You don't need to be technical. All you do is conversate with it. Hey, create my carousel. Hey, create my this. Oh, you know what? Edit this. So you're just going to have a conversation. It's going to do all of it for you. So this is, and then you could even include obviously your logos, right? I uploaded my actual logos instead of just having like the name Let's Grow Movement. So, all right, cool. Let me go back to the presentation here. I'll go back to this. Here we go. All right, so we just talked about the importing of the thing. Which, by the way, if you guys heard me speak before, guys, I'm so bullish on Google Business. By the way, put a 1 in the chat if you're also on Google Business. Put a number 2 in the chat if you're not on Google Business. Put a 1 in the chat if you are. Put a 2 if you're not. Okay, cool. So it's like 50-50, I see. This is your sign to go all in on Google Business. Okay? Go all in on Google Business and get reviews. Be obsessed with reviews. Because when the thing is that when a seller or a buyer are looking for a professional in your area, if you've done an excellent job of getting reviews, local reviews in your area, Google, Google is that basically that repository. When somebody goes to Claude, ChatGPT, or any of these other platforms, they're going to recommend you, right? Just like people, you know how people brag, I'm like, oh man, I got a call from Google Business. You know, somebody wants to sell their house. Well, it's going to start to say, hey, I found you on Claude. I found you on Grok. I found you on Gemini, right? That's how it's going to start to doing. And I really do believe, yes, Claude is an amazing platform, but Google, Gemini, Google's the king of the hill, right? Like they're the best. So Google Business, and also, by the way, if you're using social media, you're posting social media. How many of you are also taking your Instagram Reels, Facebook, or TikTok and posting them on YouTube Shorts? Who's using YouTube Shorts? Put a one in the chat if you are. YouTube Shorts. Okay. Like 2 people are using YouTube Shorts. So and this doesn't take any extra effort, guys. Take the same reel that you're posting on Instagram and Facebook, and please post it on YouTube Shorts. Please post it on YouTube Shorts. Why? Because it's Google based. Google is going to recommend you. So if you're just posting on Instagram and TikTok, Google's not going to go to those platforms. They're going to just go to their own native platform, which is YouTube Shorts. So repurpose your content on YouTube Shorts. Please do that. If you're also kind of bogged down of what to post on social media and you don't know what to do property tours every day. That's it. Do property tours every single day. Like literally record yourself. One of my things that my old school broker told me early on is preview a property every day. And I used to do that, right? Because I knew more stuff about the property than anybody else when somebody called me on it. So in addition to going and preview the property, please get your phones out and record a property tour. And by the way, if you don't know how to do that effectively with your phone, here's an SOP that breaks it down step by step on exactly how to do property tours on your phone. I'm not talking about going to pay a videographer, literally on your phone. If you do this Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, every day for a minimum of 90 days, I promise you that you will have a quantum leap in your business. Every single person that I've told this to and has actually done it has had a massive breakthrough, and they get anywhere from 3 to 4 to 500 leads. One of my guys just got 4,000 leads in 30 days. All he's doing is property tours. I'm not talking about getting on camera and having to do your hair, none of that stuff. Literally just doing the property tour. Okay? This is very simple, and I even have screenshots in there for you guys. It's broken down very, very simple. Okay,
So
cool.
Leo, does the SOP include asking permission from the list agents?
It might in there, but I would say use your, obviously you know that, right? So go ahead and call the agent and ask them for that. I 99% of the agents that we've called have said yes. I have not got one that says no. The average days on the market is 60 days right now. A listing agent, I'm like, bro, yes, come. Please do a video, right? Do it, right? So, but yes, thank you, Mary. You definitely should ask. And by the way, if you're doing agent attraction, what better way to get in conversation with other agents than by asking them, hey, I'm going to promote my listing to my social media. I would love to do this and help you. Let's actually meet up. Like that will become a recruiting strategy altogether, right? Just by calling them and doing that. So yes, every opportunity you have, call the agent for anything, all of it. Very cool. So, but this is like more of the technical breakdown of like how to position your phone and like edit it and utilizing super simple tools. Okay, cool. So now, let me see. You guys are, by the way, you guys are going on listing? You guys are listing agents or wanting to become listing focused? If you guys are, let me actually go into this because I think this will be really powerful if you guys are not doing this, the listing presentation strategy. Because most agents that are doing listing presentations, they're coming into the listing presentation with a relic of the past. What I call it, and I coined this term, I call them market intelligence reports. market intelligence reports. Okay. So when you talk to your seller, you're going to say, yes, Mr. or Miss Seller, I have a listing presentation, but I have a market intelligence report. No other agent's probably going to say that because we just made that up. It's a brand new thing, right? So it's a new thing. So this is the way that you do these marketing intelligence reports. It's a 4-step process. You do deep research. Step number 1, you outline the content. You use Gamma, and I'm going to give you guys the exact prompts. But this is the process that I use, and I train my agents to win listings before they get to the listing presentation. It's game changer. This is prompt number 1. Take a picture of this one. You research it. I'm going on a listing presentation on property on 123 Real Street, right? All you got to do is replace the address. Please research and share with me as much information as possible and become a specialist in this property as I'm preparing to sell it for top dollar. Include details of my city, strategies to find buyer, and the type of buyer and best marketing plan. Cool. That's step number 1. You can use, and by the way, as you start to learn and use Claude, you can actually make what's called an artifact and do this 4-step process that I'm going to teach you. That way you can make it 1 click instead of 4 clicks. This 4-step process could be completely automated with Claude. I did it already. So this is step number 2. Create the outline. Create a detailed outline for a slideshow presentation that will present to a homeowner who is considering selling their home. Blah, 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 blah. I want you to have introduction, experience track record, local market overview, pricing strategy, marketing plan, all of these amazing things, right? That's step number 2. And then use Gamma or Canva, whatever you want. I like Gamma. Some people don't, use whichever one you want. But what you're going to do is that you're going to take the actual outline of the listing content, and then you're going to generate a beautiful presentation. So this is what it looks like behind the scenes, by the way. I'm going to show you Gamma because this is the one that I've been using, right? So you're just going to click paste in text. That's all you're going to do. So you're going to paste it in here. At the bottom of the page also, there is a little button that you need to press that says preserve exact text, because what Gamma does is that it summarizes this stuff if you don't. So make sure you click preserve exact text. And what it will do is that it will generate this beautiful presentation that looks something like this. And here's an example of it. Let me actually pull this up really quick. Let me go back. Go my second. Because I actually want to show you guys. Because this is where I mean, everything is differentiation. Everybody has the same information. Everybody's going to sound the same. If you go in there with very specific information, you're probably going to win that listing. So this is what the presentation looks like when it's done. And I'd start with this. And this even gives you like a talk track in the presentation. Hey, Mr. Seller, I didn't come here with a generic pitch. I came here with intelligence. Look, this is what I've done. I got a property intelligence report, neighborhood intelligence report, market intelligence, buyer intelligence, and also a custom marketing strategy. Right? This is exactly what I'm going to do. And then let me tell you what matters to the buyer. 3 to 4 bedrooms, 1,600 square feet, lot size, year built, yada, yada, yada. Where's the home and where it's been, right? So it kind of shows you the timeline of what it's done, because all of this stuff, we got the research, right? From the large language model. We got all that stuff in there. Also, what are the advantages of the community? The walking score, the safety score, community profile, top amenities, right? All that stuff that people want to know. And they want to know that you know this, by the way. They want to know that you know this. This is how you demonstrate your expertise. And also, what the market is doing right now gives them a median price, the average days on the market, the sale to list ratio, how many months of supply, 46% of homes above list, right? All this stuff, the big picture. And then what it does is it packages up your comps. It gives you a dollar per square foot method, right? So all the information. And this is one of my favorites. Who's going to buy this property? This actually becomes your marketing strategy. And now you know who you're going to sell this property to. First-time buyers, military, move up, investors, remote workers, LA County relocation. This is going to be your ideal buyer profile, right? So again, you can talk to the seller about specific information that's relevant to them. No HOA, safety in schools, blah, 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 blah. So you guys get the message. If you go into the presentation with a presentation like this, I'm pretty sure that's going to make a bigger difference than you walking in with the relic of the past. And you could do that with this step process that I just showed you guys here. Okay, cool.
Hey, Leo, I have a question for you, brother.
Sure.
What's how is a large language model gathering all that information? Does it have access to the tax records and stuff like that?
Public records. So it does all the public records and 100% make sure you verify all this stuff, right? And this is kind of like part what I also tell everybody. You should still do your CMA. You should still pull up like your realist tax, right? Like I have a little tax document that I pull up. So I would just say match it. It just pulls from public records, honestly. It just researches it. So double check everything. Double check everything because I think that it's going to pull it up from probably Zillow, Redfin, Realtor.com. It's going to pull it from all this, but they might be inaccurate at times, right? So definitely double check all that stuff.
Because the step that I kind of do with this is I'll go on and get all the tax documentation, and within the prompt, I'll input the tax documentation in the prompt so it doesn't have to, so I know that it's working with at least what I put in there.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. You could totally do that. The that would I would include that as an additional step. And the reason also I like to kind of do the research phase with the large language model because I like to see if it's been on the market before. It researches other stuff that your tax document normally wouldn't have, right? So absolutely, that would be an additional amazing step that you can add to the whole mix for sure. And it supports the previous agent enter to double check. Okay, cool. There we go. Betty just said we can't even rely on realist tax. Okay, cool. So then double check with your title person, right? So I would say go with your favorite verified source and include that, right? 100%. Thank you for that. So now, let's just say you got the presentation done. It's now to the point where you're ready to present. Another way that you can differentiate yourself is by using Notebook LM. And if you're not using Notebook LM, it's one of my other favorite tools, right? This was another, like I would say, Notebook LM, and it's a Google product, by the way. This is a game changer because what it does is that this actually helps you to create a podcast around the content. So when you do the deep research for the property, it's going to come up with a 30-page document of all of this information. And it'll even share with you the citations and all the other stuff, right? So you can take that 30-page document and go into Notebook LM. And now what you're going to do is just import it, upload the file, or copy the text, however you like. Or if you have the document in a drive, you put that in there. And all you're going to do is that you are going to click a button and you're going to click audio overview. So it'll create an actual podcast for it. So again, if you walk in with a beautiful custom presentation like this, you also add a podcast and you add your net sheet and your reviews and all the other stuff that you normally would do. This is going to be differentiation. This is what it's going to do. Every single time that somebody has gotten this information from me, they're super impressed. Every single time, like, what? You actually took the time to make a podcast about my property specifically? Yeah. And it's one click. That's all it is. By the way, who's using Cato? Cato. Put a one in the chat if you're using Cato. If you're not using Cato, this is another one. Another one. Okay, cool. So let's just say you got your podcast, you got your listing presentation, you got all this stuff. How do you package it all up? Right? How do you package it all up? Thank you, Kathy. Yes. This is a game-changing platform. I like the reason I like it is because you can deploy a funnel in 5 minutes. The reason I like it is because it's easy to use. It's dumbed down. It's not technical. It's super cool. So one of the reasons I like it is because again, it helps me to differentiate. I can put in a custom video. I can put in my custom listing presentation, my podcast, and I can also include my reviews. I can include all my stuff. And when the page is done in 4 steps, it'll look something like this. It'll have a video of me. It'll have, let's just say Mary Allen was my seller. I'll put Mary Allen, specifically made for you. And then my video is going to say, hi, Mary Allen. Thank you for the opportunity for me to visit you today at 5 o'clock. By the way, I want you to preview some of the things that we're going to go over. Here's my listing presentation. Here's my marketing intelligence report. Here's my reviews page, blah, 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 blah. I talk a little bit about that. And then you could even include your net sheet, by the way, which before you get all triggered about it, you can lock it. You can lock your net sheet, right? You definitely don't want your seller to have your net sheet ahead of you being there, but you can lock your net sheet because I'm sure that seller is going to want to know how much they're going to make at the bottom line. And then and if they ask you, hey, I can't see your net sheet. Yes, Miss Seller, we're going to go over that information as soon as I get to your property there, at 5 o'clock, and I'll answer all your questions. But you can put all this stuff in one place. So when you're going on a presentation, my agents are going in there almost already pre-sold. They're already like, wowed. You got a podcast. You got the custom market intelligence report. I read all your reviews. It's a conversation. It's a super simple conversation. By the way, EXP partnered with Cato, by the way. So this is the Cato. Cato is actually an EXP preferred partner. So you can actually get a 14-day free trial if you haven't used this, by the way. And you can get into it and like literally use it. And in 3 or 4 steps, you'll be done. It's super, super cool. Co-work and access, no need for CSV. There you go. Debbie just said that co-work can access your MLS. Let's go. It's like every day, guys, there's going to be new connectors and new things you could do with it.
Last week you couldn't. It's that moving that fast.
No, it's using through Cowork. You use Dispatch.
Okay,
cool.
Thank you.
Love it.
Basically, it remote controls your computer and does everything like it's your actual assistant. So it can log into any of your sites that you want it to log into, so you don't have to upload a CSV.
Yeah, I've done that, but I just not with the MLS. Okay.
Yep. It's really cool. And then you could also use your plug-in, right? With we talked about like the, on your Google Chrome. So, by the way, I don't record videos anymore. I use a platform called HeyGen, right? So if you don't want to sit there and create a video of, the presentation, you can just use HeyGen.
What up, Breakthrough Summit? What if you could create videos without ever getting on camera? With AI avatars from HeyGen, you can record one short clip of yourself.
Frostier than it usually is, but you can use HeyGen, right? If you guys don't want to record videos on that. This is also a guide that I created for you guys as well as a 2026 AI guide, right? So you could download this as a free download as well. And I got you guys a newsletter. Oh, the other thing, this was not part of the agenda, but I am going to share with you guys. I have an AI a school platform, and it's free, by the way. This is not a cost. This doesn't cost you guys anything.
Christine has she raised her hand.
Okay,
Thank
cool.
you.
Go ahead,
Thank you,
Christine.
Laura.
Yeah, sorry about that. I didn't see you. Sorry.
That's
Okay.
okay. It's okay. Thank you, Laura. With Cato, it says how is the free version? It's saying there's a free version you can use?
Yes, so use a free version, and then I think you can upgrade to like there's a starter plan of like $30 or $40, something like that. It's pretty affordable. And then I pay the premium tier. It's $100 because I create so many sites, and I also can use my own custom website, because if not, it gives you like a hosted Cato site, right? So let me show you this really quick. And you know how some people talk about tools and don't use them? I use this. I've used this. Look how many pages I have of websites. Each page has 20, and I have 10 pages, 200 sites I've created on this thing. Yeah. So, and I use this for agent attraction, and it tells me how many times the people, like this gal that I just met with, she's seen my site 7 times already. So I know that they're using it, right? So I use this for agent attraction, for listing presentation, all this stuff. But all of these things, this guy's seen it 15 times, right? I know I got to call him. So this is what it looks like, by the way, on the back end. Beautiful video, my logo, first and last name of the agent, the growth plan. Here, let me just expand it a little bit. It has the model explained, because I'm using this for agent attraction, my AI ebook, I have an AI training, blah, blah, blah. So you can put all these little things are called tiles. So you can include whatever you want. And all you got to do is add your link to it. So I don't know if that answers your question, Christine, but it's really cool.
Thank you.
All right. So I also dropped in, we only got like 5 more minutes, but I dropped in my school platform. This is a free platform that I'm actually posting all my ideas. So there's obviously a lot of you here that are like crushing it with AI too. Post some stuff in here too. Let's all work together, learn together, grow together, right? So this is a free little community that I just recently created it just because I didn't have anywhere to house all this stuff. So I'm dropping in prompts every day, challenges, a whole bunch of cool stuff in there too. So last but not least, Substack. If you're not using it, get on Substack too. That's another platform. I know it's like, oh my God, Leo, another social media. Yeah, I know. Substack. I use it. I love it. I'm posting daily articles there. But this is Gary Vee's being very bullish about this one. So I pay attention a lot to Gary Vee and what he says. He's usually super, super ahead of time. Skills. Yes, I do have something on skills, but I don't have enough time for today. I'm so sorry. But yes, I can come back. If you guys can tell Miss Selena or Casey, and you guys would like me to come back, I would definitely love come back and do like a master class on Claude, right? I kind of wanted to do just like a basic overview of like what you could use it for. But yes, skills and artifacts, skills and artifacts. We can just go deep into that. Okay, cool. We have like 4 more minutes. If you guys have any questions. Which, by the way, have you guys all gave me a 5-star review on Google already? Have you guys all gave me a 5-star review on Google or not?
Not yet, but I will. This is Lindsay.
Wait. Because like, look, I've been all bullish about it, right? So like,
Put your
hold
link
on.
up here.
Yeah, give me a second.
I have some questions. It's Lindsay. Actually, I have a lot of questions, which is not enough time for this. But so I have all of these things that I've like started on, but they're so overwhelming. So first step would be to grab everything from ChatGPT or whatever I've had for years and import it into Claude. Number one thing, right?
Yep.
Okay. And then doing the brand thing.
Use that link that I shared with you, because that's going to help you to export
I
all
took
the
pictures of it. I was like trying to on my phone
and
at the
you can
same time.
see
So
it. You can see it in real time. It's pretty incredible. Like, let me see if I can pull up my memory one. Memory.
okay.
So you could see what it looks like here. Let me see if it pops up. Memory.
And that would be
Memory
like the
export.
first place to start. Okay.
Yeah, look at this. Like I used, so Claude gave me the prompt, and look at all the stuff, all the memories. User's girlfriend is 30 years old, blah, blah. Like, it got all of my history, everything in there.
Okay, and you just imported, because I tried to do for like the last month, like the export of it, and then and it never works. Like it took days, and like it didn't work.
Yeah, this one you can do it in 3 minutes and you'll be done.
Oh my gosh.
That's it. I guarantee you're going to be super impressed with it. I started using it and I'm like, this was so easy, because that was the one breakdown that I had. I was stuck, honestly.
I'm stuck. That's where I'm like, I'm literally just, but okay, I'm going to do that first. And then I'll have questions later.
Okay, cool. Yeah, no worries. Yeah, we'll definitely come back for a session number 2. I love talking about this stuff, and but yes, please give me a 5-star review if you have not. I would love to hear your feedback on stuff that you guys learned about AI. Please give me a 5-star review. And this was a video of me actually begging for a review. Hold on.
Please, I need your help. I'm begging you.
Yeah, that's me begging for a review. Okay. And by the way, this video I created on Grok. I took a picture of me. I uploaded it into Grok and I said, please make a video of me begging for a 5-star review. And it did this. So this is not me, actually me. Okay, cool. So it's 9:59. I want to get you guys out on time. I hope you guys got a whole bunch of value. Please let Miss Casey and Selena and everybody on the team know, what you guys thought. Please leave me a 5-star review. But guys, please put it on your calendar. Just use it every day. I know many of you, like me, might feel like even as much as I use it, I feel like at times I'm behind. You guys having this conversation and being here and being interested, you guys are part of the top 0.01%. I'm telling you, you guys are way ahead, but please don't take that for granted and not take action. Okay. So definitely take action, implement it, and put it on your calendar every day. Okay, cool. Got to run, guys. Appreciate each and every single one of you.
Thank you, Leo. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.